Prime Minister Modi landed in China to a grand welcome and cheers by Indian diaspora in Tianjin, China. Prime Minister's visit to China for the SCO Summit 2025 marks his first trip to China since 2019. The visit is significant for India's China diplomacy, aiming to rebuild and stabilize bilateral relations. This visit to Tianjin, China is for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, a Eurasian political and security alliance that includes Russia. Modi's trip comes at a time when India's relationship with the US is experiencing its most significant crisis in years, following President Donald Trump's imposition of the highest tariffs among Asian countries on Indian imports for New Delhi's continued purchase of Russian oil. Now, India-China relations, which had deteriorated earlier after a military clash along the Himalayan border in 2020, are seeing signs of thawing. All eyes will be on the possible bilateral between Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the summit. So what could be discussed? Border de-escalation and stability. The leaders are likely to discuss progress and further measures related to de-escalation along the line of actual control in Ladakh, including patrolling agreements and maintaining peace and tranquility at the border to avoid future conflicts. Trade and economic cooperation. Both sides may explore ways to enhance trade relations, secure better market access for Indian goods, and discuss Chinese investments in non-strategic sectors of India. Regional security and counter-terrorism. Prime Minister is expected to reiterate India's stance against cross-border terrorism, particularly in the context of recent conflicts involving Pakistan, which is closely aligned with China. Discussions may touch upon security cooperation within the SCO framework. Prime Minister Narendra Modi there, in fact, is all set to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping 7 years after his last visit. Prime Minister landed in China on Saturday, this time for the annual summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. He was welcomed by the members of Indian diaspora. Visuals of the same right on your screens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also all set to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping amid the 50% tariffs imposed on India by United States President Donald Trump, and of course goes without saying that China's own tussle with the United States over tariffs as well. Prime Minister Modi received a rousing welcome as he arrived in Tianjin, China. Prime Minister Modi's first visit after 7 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi there, in fact, all set to meet Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, and the world eagerly awaits this meeting between the two leaders. Chinese ambassador to India, in fact, also warmly welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Tianjin on his visit to China for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit and expressed confidence that the visit will inject new momentum into China-India relations. Taking to Platform X, he wrote, and I quote, "Warmly welcome Prime Minister Modi to China to attend SCO Summit, confident that this visit will inject new momentum into China-India relations." This is, in fact, Chinese ambassador to India. This is what he said while welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi to China. Remember, Prime Minister landed in the northern port city on Saturday evening, a day ahead of the two-day SCO gathering that will see participation from leaders of over 20 countries. So, Wehin, let's quickly take a listen.
What am I expecting from this visit? Nothing. Zilch. Whatever has to be discussed has already been discussed. Ma'am, that's diplomacy. I've been there 52 years. If you think that they were Modi and Jinping will sit across, or whatever the fellow's name is, sit across a table and say, Acha, Tiger, bolo, ye sign karna hai, ye karna hai. No. All that has already been done by our ambassador and their fellow over here. The visit really puts the seal on what has been agreed. Now, what is our main concern with China, ma'am? The three T's. STU, the T. The first T is territory. Get the hell out of my land. The Chinese won't do it. Second is terror. Stop supporting terror in Atankistan. The Chinese will not do that. The third is trade. Buy more from me. You think they will? China has overcapacity in manufacture. He's not able to sell to Europe, they don't buy it. He's not going to sell to America, there are sanctions. Which market does that leave him with? Bhutan? Nepal? Or Bharat? He wants to sell to me. And if he can't sell to me, he's going to sell to his own domestic market.